You did not waste your potential. A dopamine deficiency stole it from you. And I'm about to teach you how to get it back. Hi, I'm Laura. I'm getting a PhD in neurodivergent creativity, and I make tools for neurodivergent people that nobody else will. And this is the big breakdown on how to dopamine farm. Before you start any task, you need to use strategies to improve your dopamine levels to the point where you can physically do the task without it feeling like you're chewing off your own arm. A neurodivergent brain is wired differently than a neurotypical brain. And one of the ways that shows up is motivation. Neurotypical people are motivated by the importance of a task. A neurodivergent brain could not care less about the importance of a task. It is motivated by this acronym and this acronym only. Write this down. INCUP. Interest, novelty, challenge, urgency, passion. Nothing else. You can't make your brain care about something being important when it's wired for INCUP. So what you do is you find a way to connect your task back to your passion. And before you start any task, you need to use these strategies to improve your dopamine levels. You need to dopamine farm to the point where you can physically do the task without it feeling like you're chewing off your own arm. And now, the fun part. I'm about to teach you how to dopamine farm. What is dopamine farming? It's actively using science-backed ways to develop and encourage dopamine production in your brain without medication. It also works if you're on medication, and you should be. You really should. It's a new, innovative technique that I've been developing as a neurodivergent person who develops tools for neurodivergent people because I want you to be able to do what you dream. I think you deserve to be able to have the dopamine necessary to live the life you want to be leading right now. And so these dopamine farming cards are over 1,000 ways to encourage dopamine production in order to get your life back. Ways to stimulate dopamine. Sour candy. Strong but pleasant smells like perfume or oranges, preferably multiple smells in rapid succession. Perfumes work really well for this. And 5 sit-ups. Just 5. It's not for exercise. It's a tool to wake up your brain. There's a scientific term for the state of low dopamine, understimulation. It doesn't get as much press as overstimulation, but I would argue it's actually more damaging to your success long-term than overstimulation. Before you start any task, stimulate dopamine production, dopamine farm, and it will go 100 times smoother. Here's something interesting I learned in the neuroscience part of my research. The mechanism that keeps a kid with ADHD from doing a task they are procrastinating on is actually, on a brain scan, the same mechanism in your brain that keeps you from being able to chew off your own arm unless you're trapped under a boulder and chewing off your own arm is the only thing between you and dying. The exact same mechanism. That's how unfathomable it feels. Look into the self-preservation system in fight or flight if you want more information about this. It's most often phrased as the ability to bite off your own finger if you're searching on Google. I am a scientist. I am an academic. I'm not an influencer. I make these videos because my community deserves better. You deserve better. So I make these tools for you because I believe you can achieve incredible things no matter what the people tell you about being a burnout or being a failure. They're wrong. All it takes is the dopamine to do the thing. That's all it takes. I was only able to do all the things I did, being a youth poet laureate and a presidential scholar of the arts and getting this PhD, because I had the dopamine to do it. I'm only selling these to fund my nonprofit where I teach middle schoolers in Tennessee how to survive in a world that is not designed for our brains. They are available right now on my Shopify and my Etsy. And there are 2 different packs. There's one that's practical, specifically ways that you can encourage dopamine in a practical sense, like wiggling your fingers and toes one by one, or doing sit-ups or jumping jacks. These are all scientifically proven ways to encourage dopamine production. And then there's the creative pack. This one is my favorite. These are ways to make things fun when they feel like torture. It's actually fun. It sounds so dumb, but it makes things suck so much less. I design tools for neurodivergent people that nobody else cares enough to design. It's really hard to successfully grow up and be a person you want to be in a world that hates you. But it's gonna be okay. I'm here to help. Leave me your peculiar neurodivergent issues that nobody seems to be able to solve in the comments, and I'll do my best.